like I just got full my god.
Nice. He's instantly dead.
Oh baby, you thought we were done cooking with the Graviton Spike. Well, in the last video, we were engineering radiant loops with some Scottish tap dancing while asking for permission from D2 Armor Picker. We're not doing that anymore. Now, you put a rift under your feet and suddenly Graviton Spike's 95 RPM Stasis mode starts acting like it's collecting bodies for a living, as well as the arc mode while overcharged.
That's kind of strong.
I highly recommend you watch both of my previous videos, talking in depth about Graviton Spike for all the juicy, in-depth secret pro tips about the gun itself. I'm very excited to show you some of the footage as well because we beat some insane teams with this build, even won a 2v3 against a very, very good squad. Let's crack into the build. You don't need some exact weapon stat number to make the 2-tap happen with Graviton Spike, like we discussed in our last video. The buff comes from your exotic boots, Boots of the Assembler, and it comes for free every time you do the most Warlock thing ever. Drop a rift and stand in it. Here's what the Boots of the Assembler do. They turn your rift into a buff factory. While you're in your empowering rift, it spawns noble seekers that track out to 40 meters to allies every 8 seconds, and they can even target allies standing in the same rift that's producing them. And after the Edge of Fate changes, seekers don't extend your rift anymore. Instead, they give class ability energy when they hit allies. And it scales with team size and class stat. The more allies it hits, the more class energy you get. The boots are basically saying, congrats on casting a rift.
You wanna see me do it again?
When you see Blessing of the Sky, that's your I'm allowed to 2-tap now window. Blessing of the Sky equals damage buff. It gives plus 15% weapon damage in PvP and plus 100 class stat for 5 seconds when the Seekers hit. That's your window to coordinate team shots. Because you don't need weapon stat in this build, you can focus on your usual desired Warlock PvP stat splits, which are going to be health stat as close as possible to 200, 100 class, 100 super, and the rest is preference. Your win condition is simple. You have Blessing of the Skies, 15% weapon damage buff active, use stasis mode to lane, peek shoot, and allow the 2-tap team shot window. If you're wondering what Warlock subclass to use, there's Solar Warlock, the uptime machine. Solar is for when you want the build to feel like it's min-maxing cooldowns, least amount of effort for most reward. I suggest using Ember of Benevolence Fragment when you apply Solar ally support buffs, like Restoration, Cure, Radiant for example. You get a big regen spike for 3.5 seconds. Light.gg lists it as a 300% additional base regen, so if you want the Benevolence loop to be consistent, do one of these. Touch of Flame Aspect with Healing Grenade, rocks Ember of Benevolence healing option, since you're on Empowering Rift instead of Healing Rift. There's also the Helion aspect to consider. Helion exists as a Warlock turret option you can build around for pressure/ignition setups, especially when your rift placements are already dictating lane control. Consider an Incendiary Grenade and Incinerator Snap melee with Ember of Ashes Fragment for more Scorch stacks to cause ignitions. Basically, you cast Rift, Seekers buff teammates, your cooldowns start charging off your teammates' existence, and while the ops panic about the 2-tap, Helion is out here trying to cook up an ignition. Oh, and then there's Void Warlock, the War Crime variant. Child of the Old Gods gives you lane presence plus pressure while you're posted up in cover. Rocket Singularity Melee now has 2 chargers by default. Yes, it's disgusting. Plus criminally tracks to opponents in ways that shouldn't be possible as of right now, and boops opponents, messing up their aim. Also consider Chaos Accelerant aspect for 2 grenade chargers. Essentially, you drop Rift behind cover, send out your Child of the Old Gods, kick it out of the nest, your child starts siphoning ability energy, you got double pocket yeets, double nades, and a 2-tap window on command. If that's not a felonious loadout, I don't know what is. So when it comes to Trials gameplay, spawn in, pick the lane, drop Empowering Rift when your team can actually use it, not Narnia behind a wardrobe where nobody's fighting. Boots start launching Seekers, teammates get buffed, you get class energy back, take the first duel with stasis mode. When your Blessing window is up, team shot and instantly delete people like you're sniping them. And the Warlock with Boots of the Assembler are almost always going to have a Rift available as long as they don't die right away. This is why I highly suggest a 100 class stat, because if you mess up one time with the Rift, it's done, bro. GG's. If you have low class stat, it's just going to snowball downhill from there. Key rule, don't waste the window, but also play your life and coordinate with your teammates' positioning. One pro tip I like to use is looking at my teammates' dots on the radar to line up/stagger my positioning for this. And don't forget, the Warlock that casts the Rift has to stay inside of that Rift for it to continue to send out Noble Seekers. And yes, this is my teammate's build. Lord knows I'm not playing Warlock. It's the support engine that lets my Void Hunter Dragon Shadow on the Prowl meta war crime build do things you couldn't even imagine before. It's really mind-blowing to play with a Boots of the Assembler teammate if you haven't before. Crazy ability spam with infinite damage buffs. On that note, shout out to everyone, especially to my best friend Vitha, for coming up with this build as well as everyone else who came together to put it to practice. We have more videos on the way with more incredible secret builds. On top of already having an empowering rift Boots of the Assembler Warlock on the team, I'd really like to add a healing rift Boots of the Assembler Warlock to the team and see how that plays out. So that's something in the works right now. So be sure to subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one. Also, keep in mind I do have a second YouTube channel called SirMaestro7 Clips, where I'll be posting very raw, very low edited, full games, lots of clips that didn't make the main channel, so be on the lookout for that, and also go check out my Twitch channel as well as my other social medias. The links will be in my description. On that note, appreciate everyone checking out the video. Y'all be blessed, take care, stay sexy, don't cheat, don't play with cheaters. Seriously, man, not cool. Anyway, y'all take care, be safe.